السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على حبيبنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So after Musa alayhi salam beat all the magicians at their own game and they became Muslim, Fir'aun became even more enraged at Bani Israel, the children of Israel, and Musa alayhi salam and Harun alayhi salam. Fir'aun wanted them all dead, and he refused to let Bani Israel go. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down punishments upon Fir'aun and his people. The punishments started off with a severe drought. There was no water, which ruined all of their crops. There was a severe drought, and the people couldn't even stand it, subhanAllah. And then they asked Musa alayhi salam, the Egyptians, for him to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to rid them of this drought. So he made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they didn't change their ways. They could see that the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was coming down upon them because of the way they were treating Musa alayhi salam and Bani Israel, but they refused to turn away from their oppressions towards them. So as soon as the punishment was lifted, they went back to their old ways, and Fir'aun wouldn't release Bani Israel from being slaves. Then Allah Azza wa Jal sent down upon them something else, which was a great flood. So it went from a drought with no water and to a flood. And this flood destroyed so much. Then they asked Musa again to make dua to Allah Azza wa Jal to remove this punishment. And when Musa did, they went back to their old ways again. And this continued. And then Allah Azza wa Jal sent a swarm of locusts, insects, to invade and to attack the crops of Fir'aun and the Egyptians. And then he sent lice. And then he sent frogs. And then the final punishment was that when Fir'aun and his people would try to drink water from the Nile River, it would turn into blood. But when Musa alayhi salam and Bani Israel would drink from it, it would be water. But despite all of these miracles and all of these punishments, Fir'aun still turned away from the message and still claimed that he was God. When he said, Ana rabbukumul a'la, I am your Lord the Most High. Look at the arrogance of Fir'aun, subhanallah. He could see all these miracles that Musa alayhi salam was producing in front of him by the permission of Allah, and he still turned away from the message. So Musa alayhi salam knew that Fir'aun would never change. So he made dua against Fir'aun and his people. And he took Bani Israel and they fled, they ran. And when they came to the Red Sea, Allah Azza wa Jal told him to strike his staff onto the water, and the sea parted, and Bani Israel went through the middle of the sea, and then they got to the other side safely. And Fir'aun and his men saw where they went, and they followed Musa alayhi salam and Bani Israel, and then the waves and the sea crashed down upon them, subhanallah. So Musa alayhi salam and Bani Israel were safe, and they watched Fir'aun and his people drowned. And just before Fir'aun died, he said, I believe in the God of Musa and Harun. He tried to become a believer at that time, but it was too late. He was so arrogant, he wouldn't even say, I believe in Allah. He said, I believe in the God of Musa and Harun. He was so arrogant, he wouldn't even say the name Allah. Subhanallah. Look at the arrogance. So we see here that Allah Azza wa Jal gives people and mankind many chances to correct their ways, time and time again. But ultimately, those chances will run out if we take the guidance from Allah for granted. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.